Hi Sunday Club. Ben and Nat are in a tree because this week we're thinking about a character who climbed a tree to get a better look. Do either of you boys know who we're looking at this Sunday Club? Can you remember the name of the person who climbed a tree to see Jesus? Well, let's go read the story.
Jesus was going through the city of Jericho. In Jericho there was a man named Zacchaeus. He was a wealthy, very important tax collector. He wanted to see who Jesus was, but he was too short to see above the crowd. He ran ahead to a place where he knew Jesus would come. He climbed a sycamore tree so he could see Jesus. When Jesus came to that place, he looked up and saw Zacchaeus in the tree. He said to him, "Zacchaeus, hurry and come down. I must stay at your house today." Zacchaeus came down quickly. He was pleased to have Jesus in his house. All the people saw this and began to complain. "Look at the kind of man Jesus stays with. Zacchaeus is a sinner." But Zacchaeus said to the Lord, "I will give half my money to the poor. If I've cheated anyone, I will pay that person back 4 times more." Jesus said, "Salvation has come to this house today. This man truly belongs to the family of Abraham. The Son of Man came to find lost people and save them."
The story of Zacchaeus has to be one of my favourite stories in the Bible. I just love the way Zacchaeus didn't care that he was doing something pretty unusual for a man of his status by climbing a tree in the middle of a crowd. He didn't care because he had to see Jesus. He didn't care because he knew his life needed something other than all the money and the importance he got through cheating people and through living his own way. He knew something had to change, and something did change on the day that he met Jesus. So we've got that same list of questions this week to think about. How Zacchaeus changed. So if you want to talk about these questions now, thinking about the story of Zacchaeus with your family, you can have a look at the screen.
So for our craft this week, I was trying to think about what really could show the transformation in Zacchaeus' life. We could make a tree. This is a lovely tree that Ben made for his Beavers gardening badge. It shows the different seasons. But the tree doesn't really show us how Zacchaeus changed. So then I thought maybe we could do something showing how Zacchaeus changed on the inside. So I've drawn Zacchaeus' house. You can see what I've done, and then perhaps you'd like to make your own if you want to. I'm going to draw it this way. With some turrets at the top, a bit like a castle. Why not? Zacchaeus' castle. There. Okay. And I am going to write Zach's house. On it. It's going to need a door. A nice big fancy one. And some door knockers. It's going to need some windows. There we are.
certain one over here. There we go. And perhaps a bit more decoration. So I'm just going to give it a bit more decoration and then we'll come back to it. So now we've got Zach's house looking a bit more colourful and a bit more decorated with some fancy trees. There we go. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut out round the doors and the windows and the sign that says Zach's house so that we can lift them up like flaps and see what's inside. So we've now got our flaps that open and shut. And I'm taking a piece of paper, just a normal piece of paper, and slotting it behind. You'll see that I've stuck the house down on a piece of backing cardboard just down the side so the piece of paper can still slide in. And now we've got something that we can write on. So first of all, I was going to think about that question. How did Zacchaeus feel before he met with Jesus? Well, we know that Zacchaeus was rich, he was important, but we also know that he'd been stealing money off other people, and there was something inside him that made him want to climb up that tree to see Jesus. He needed something, and he knew he wasn't complete, he wasn't happy. He needed to do something. He needed to see Jesus. So I'm going to say that he was sad before he met with Jesus. His life wasn't everything he'd hoped it would be. Here he is, Zacchaeus, a little man who isn't very happy. There's his arms. There's Zacchaeus. There, we'll give him a little beard. There. But his house, it is full of money, other people's money. That's what's in the windows. Sacks and sacks of money. There we go. Lots and lots of it. But no friends. There. And underneath here, I'm going to write what the people said about Zacchaeus. They said to Jesus, "Can't go to his house. Zacchaeus is a sinner." So what's it mean to be a sinner? Someone who breaks God's law. The Bible helps us see that we all sometimes break God's law. But the people who met Zacchaeus thought that he was a really bad man and they didn't like him. There. So there's Zacchaeus. Even though he's got his fancy house and all that money, the people say he is a sinner and he isn't happy. But this piece of paper we've got in here has got another side to it. What happened to Zacchaeus when he met Jesus? So I turned it upside down, put it in the other way, and there was something that Jesus said on the day that Zacchaeus welcomed him to his house and promised that he would give away his money back to the poor and he'd repay 4 times as much to anyone he'd cheated. Jesus said, salvation. Whoops, I need a pen that works. My pen's running out. Salvation. That means being saved. Salvation has come to this house. Wow, what a thing to say. So how is Zacchaeus now? Let's draw him. Zacchaeus, he's a happy man. Yay, Zacchaeus. There we go. And I'm going to draw someone else with him. Who's that going to be? Going to draw in Jesus. There we go. There. With his arms out to Zacchaeus. But in these windows, he's given his money away. So what might be in here now? Well, we could say that there is a lot of love in Zacchaeus' house now. A lot of joy. Maybe, I don't know how you draw joy. Maybe some stars. Fireworks. Certainly, there may well be a lot more people for Zacchaeus to love, because Zacchaeus is now part of God's family. So he has family and friends. Hooray! There. So here's a little picture to help us think about Zacchaeus' story.
So we hope you enjoyed that Sunday Club. Do make yourself a Zacchaeus house if you'd like to. You could draw it as fancy as you like. You could give it turrets and swimming pools and anything you like, really. Big fancy house. And you could put behind the windows Zacchaeus' transformation from his time when he was sad before he met Jesus to his time when he's full of joy. So we've got the sad side. Whoa! Going in. There, he is a sinner. 2. What does it say, Ben? Do you remember?
Salvation has come to this house.
Salvation has come to this house. Brilliant. Got it quite straight. So thank you for watching, and we're just going to say a prayer now. You might want to say your own prayer in response to this story at home.